You ever have any of those weeks where it just feels like everything that you're doing just isn't working? Nothing's coming together. You're getting frustrated, you're getting discouraged, and you're about ready to give up? Well, if that's you, don't go anywhere. I just want to encourage you just for a moment. I had one of those weeks this week where it's like I took one step forward, but got bumped two steps back. You know that saying? It's like things weren't quite gelling or coming together the way that I expected them or I hoped they would. And it was frustrating. And as a matter of fact, very discouraging. There's a couple of things I've been working on for the last couple of months, and it just wasn't coming together, as I said. You ever felt like that where, your sales haven't been where they ought to be, you're doing all the marketing, you're doing all the things, watching videos, listening to podcasts, reading books, and it's like you're doing the things, but nothing's really coming together. And it seems like it's taking forever. You know what I mean? That, friends, is what you call entrepreneurship. In fact, it's a lonely road. It looks glamorous, because yeah, you can make a lot of money. People look at you and wow, you've got this, you achieve that, whatever it is. But it's a lonely road. And those of you that are doing it and have done it, you know what I'm talking about. And it gets very discouraging at times. You can have your ups and you can have your downs. And sometimes those downs can seem as though they're going for a long period of time. And when is it going to be over? And when are you going to catch your break? And when am I going to finally be successful? I'm not going to have to worry about certain things, in my business. And it gets very discouraging. Entrepreneurship is a lonely road. However, with consistency and continuing to show up, you're going to catch your break. Something will happen. Something is going to work one day. Those principles, those things that you're learning, processes, procedures that you're putting into place, the things that you're practicing maybe your sales pitch, your marketing, all those things that you're working on will come together at some point. They really will. And I know that by experience because when I started my first business, it was a window cleaning company. I only had $22 and a penny to my name. And when I started that business, didn't have any business background, and not many people that were in my circle at the time were business owners. And so I had to figure a lot of stuff out on my own. And it was discouraging. There were times I just felt like I wanted to throw in the towel because I wasn't bringing in consistent business. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't understand the power of networking at the time. I didn't understand marketing. There's a lot of things that I didn't understand. And so I had to learn a lot of it along the way. And it was a lonely road because, of course, you got those voices around you, those people that don't quite understand what you're doing and where you're going that say, why don't you quit? Why don't you give up? Why don't you go get a regular job? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Instead of actually jumping in and helping you or being positive, there's a lot of negativity. Are you experiencing that? You probably can relate, right? And so it could be a lonely road. And it was a lonely road for me for quite some time. I was going to throw in the towel until I finally learned certain principles. I learned how to sell. I learned how to market. I learned how to get comfortable with speaking to people. And I learned how to network and all the various things that helps to grow a business, especially on a small budget. Once I learned all those things and I started to put those things into place, things got better, things got easier. I remember times when I was looking at my calendar, on a Sunday evening, and it's like I only have one or two jobs for the week. For the week. And I remember freaking out because I got rent to pay, got bills to pay, and I only have two jobs for the week for a few $100 each. What am I going to do? And I remember that was kind of with the way of life for a little bit, the way of business for a little bit, until I learned how to network, how to sell, how to market, and things started to come together. Two jobs a week turned into three, turned to 10, turned to 50, until eventually it got to a point where I had to hire people and it grew from there. So I just want to encourage you today, friends. If you're going through moments of discouragement, you're frustrated, you're feeling down, you feel like you're going in a circle or you're on a hamster wheel, trying to figure it out, and you think you've got it and you're figuring it out, but it's just not coming together for whatever reason. Hang in there, hold on, keep going, keep showing up. I'm reminded of there are many stories of business owners that we know, well-known businesses, well-known entrepreneurs that we all know that had failures and successes. People like Colonel Sanders. He's the founder of KFC. We all know KFC. Whether you like the chicken or not, he failed along the way until he finally, at age 62, he finally was able to see his success. I think of J.K. Rowling. She's the author of the Harry Potter's series, very well known all across the world. She's one of the world's richest women today. But she didn't start off that way. She failed. Started off with, I think the story goes that she was on welfare or social assistance when she was writing the manuscripts. And she's a single mother, and she had failures along the way. Publishers turned her down. She kept showing up. She kept doing what she had to do. Colonel Sanders kept doing his chicken recipe until he finally got someone to say yes. So today I just want to encourage you to keep showing up. You may feel tired, you may feel exhausted, but keep showing up. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Don't give up. Surround yourself with the right people that can speak positive things in your ears, that will champion you, that will encourage you, that will motivate you. Yes, give you constructive criticism, because maybe there's certain things that you're doing that's just not working for real. So whatever you do, keep showing up. Your marketing, your sales strategies, your hiring of staff, make those things better. Maybe there's things that you don't quite understand and you think you know, but they have a saying that says something like, you don't know what you don't know. So I encourage you to seek advice, constructive criticism, surround yourself with the right kind of people. But most of all, keep going, keep pushing, keep showing up. You got this. I'll see you in the next video.